Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. This is Lenore and I will be reading your tea leaves today. Okay, so there's been a little bit of drama with figuring out how to turn this thing without making it really loud and just kind of like grinding. So I think I literally just cannot figure out how to do it. Just the cup. So I'm just going to try something else and just spin the whole saucer. I know this isn't really like the traditional way, but it's the best I can do with what I'm working with. The sound is just too loud. It sounds terrible. It makes me like want to like grind my teeth. So we will start with the cup facing to the right here. And we're going to spin it 3 times counterclockwise towards the heart and see what we have. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And let's see. Now, while I'm doing this, I'd also like to mention if you like these videos, if you've watched any of the others, if this is your first one, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what I'm doing right. Let me know what I'm not doing right. Let me know what you might like to see, what kind of topics you're interested in. What are some of the shapes? Some of the symbols, some of the impressions that you're getting. Maybe there are things that I touch on. Maybe there are things that I missed or just really didn't, show themselves to me. But maybe you're seeing something different, and I'd love to hear about that. Okay, so let's see. I think I got this pretty good as far as focus. I'm just going to spin it around. Sometimes, even if I see something, I kind of just want to show you and also just kind of take a quick look around the whole thing. See if anything else kind of stands out. Which, a couple things so far. I've mentioned it before in other videos, but sometimes when I'm looking at the cup through like the little view thing on the camera, it looks different. I see different things than when I see it just with my eyes just looking right at it. And so first of all, I'm going to start with this big image right here, this big formation. To me, what I am seeing is a rather large goose. Here's the head. Here's the wings. It's flying, okay? The body and the legs here. It looks like it's headed towards the left. So this maybe is something in the past. This is really, it resonates with me because I have been seeing a lot of geese. Where I'm at right now, we're in the middle of October. I'm in the northern Midwest, and the geese are starting to go south again for the season. So there's a lot of geese. So it makes sense that this would show up in the cup. And some things about geese and geese, the symbolism of the goose is, that they're a very strong, protective, family-oriented, tribal, just hardy. You don't mess with geese, right? They're not like a cute little animal you go up to and try to pet, or they're not going to get pushed around by pretty much anybody. Even if you're walking your dog, or you're in the park or wherever, and you see a dog take after a group of geese, you know, they might disperse a little bit, but they're going to go right back at that dog. And they just do not like to be messed with. And they stick together, they really do. And what's interesting, as I was turning this way, I saw another goose right here. Let's see. Let me make sure that's in frame. So here's another smaller goose. This is the head. This is the body. Here's the wing. And it's headed towards this other, the larger goose that we saw initially. Okay. So, there it is. So they're headed towards each other. It almost looks like they're spiraling, right? And so sometimes I would say, okay, so you have the same kind of animal and just some very similar formations, but they're headed in two directions. You know, that could be past and future. It could be going back and forth, but these two are going towards each other. So what I am getting, because of, as I just mentioned, that the goose is a very community, tribal, family-oriented symbol, that I really feel like this is a time of change. There's a lot of change going on. I feel like this is something that it's something that's been planned. Or there's been planning involved to support this change. This isn't necessarily something that just came out of nowhere. Now, is this somebody moving? Are you starting a new job? Is there maybe a marriage or new relationship happening, moving in? I'm going to have to look around the cup a little bit more, but this is kind of a bigger change. And I'm seeing that there's going to be some real need for family support, okay? And that doesn't have to be your blood family, but it could be your friends, it could be you know, your chosen family, the people who feel like your tribe, right? The people that understand you, who show up for you. And you know what? Sometimes we feel like we don't really have that. I've gone through periods of my life where I was a fairly solitary person, and I wouldn't really say that I had a network of people that were really like my tribe or anything, right? And even though I had family, it wasn't like, I don't know, you know what I mean? You go through periods of life where you just kind of do your own thing, right? And so if that is kind of where you're at, this maybe is not about just your family or friends. Maybe this is about you know, a unifying of the parts of yourself, the different modes that you exist in. Maybe this is like work, home life, romantic life, the different archetypes that you have active in your life, and that could be, you know, mother, father, you know, old wise man, young, you know, young, naive, virginal, maiden, or, you know, just these different parts of self, the child, the innocent child spirit, you know, whatever ones that you have active in your being, consistently, maybe this is a time when you need to group them together. Maybe this is a time when you're going to need to call on people in your regular life, okay? And that's whatever it is exactly. I'm seeing that there needs to be kind of a gathering of power, maybe, I don't think it's like, I think protective, but protective of self, protective of your energies, not protective in the way that there's going to be some kind of attack on you, okay? I think this is more of just like coming together to survive the regular kinds of daily things, but also just this big kind of change that's happening. I don't I'm not getting the feeling that it's a bad change. I think it's just maybe a little bit stressful. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm seeing like a lot of kind of I'm seeing like a T. Okay. So I feel like there maybe something to do with a T. And is that, I don't know, are you going to be going through some kind of training? Um, are you going to be teaching somebody something? Or are you needing to be receptive to some new teaching, some gaining of some new knowledge? I'm trying to see what this almost looks like a bear right here. This way you're standing. Yeah, I think that really more than anything, more than something super specific like, you know, a training at work or you're going back to school, or maybe it is one of those things. Maybe one of your children is having trouble in school, or maybe there's a beginning to a therapy that, maybe that might be something. And maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe there's just been some stuff going on, and there's some kind of therapeutic outlet that's going to begin soon. Maybe that's therapy. Maybe that is just, doing something, finally doing something for yourself that is going to help alleviate some of the stress. Be that like some kind of like, I don't know, exercise, yoga, take a trip. There's another T, but whatever it is, I'm really seeing that there's some, and now I'm looking at this and I haven't moved it, and I'm talking about, I haven't talked about it really, but this bear figure standing in a posture of not being on the attack, but being on the ready. Okay. And I think that really ties into the energy of the geese in flight and movement coming towards each other. I think that you're ready for whatever is going on. You're staying vigilant, but you're also going to be relying on the safety of others, the sensation of safety, the collective energy that just makes you feel protected. Takes off some of the stress of doing things by yourself. I think that you've already kind of let it be known that you need help, and these people are showing up for you. And now, like I talked about, though, as well, if this is not actual other people, you are notifying yourself, right? You're being very conscious about the fact that you really need to pull together your the different parts of yourself that wear the different hats throughout the day to come together and get this thing done, right? And you really need to make this change, and it's going to be a good change. Let's see. I want to see if this was that goose over here, the second one. I want to see what else it has. I didn't really look at it too closely. Rolled around. Now, let's see. I'm seeing some humanoid type of figures here. Kind of, it almost looks like a little baby. And the way that these are grouped together make me, it kind of almost looks like they're crawling over each other a little bit. And this one that I was saying looks kind of like a little baby. It looks like maybe it's falling off. And these ones look like they're kind of almost crawling over each other. So now I don't think that this is an indication of fighting or any kind of, pettiness or anything like that. But I think that what it says to me is that there's going to be the need for some really clear communication about the things that you need exactly, what the roles that you need other people to play, the kind of defined tasks. Don't be ambiguous about what you need in this situation. You need to tell them, I need you to help me do some meal prep. I need you to come over and watch the kids 2 times this week. I need you to just listen to me. I don't need advice. I just want you to listen. Okay? Just things like that. I think just leaving things ambiguous and saying, I need help, but not telling them how, it's going to cause kind of a little bit of chaos. And sometimes not saying exactly what you need, and them not being able to figure out what you need, can cause some kind of anxiety on both sides, okay? Maybe even a little bit of resentment, because sometimes we think people are just mind readers, right? And it's like, why don't they already know what I need? It's obvious. It's obvious to me what I need, or it should be obvious to them, but maybe they don't. They just don't. They're not picking up on it, or maybe they kind of have an idea, but they don't want to overstep. So that's why it's important in situations like this to just really be like, hey, this is what I need, and tell them, okay? I think this is going to be done in the next couple weeks. This isn't going to be a long process, okay? So maybe this is not going to be like a long-term schooling or anything like that. I think it's going to be bigger things in the beginning, and I think in the weeks after that, it's going to, become more manageable, and maybe it will continue after that. But you're going to have a better idea of how to deal with it, okay? So maybe just getting into a routine of whatever's happening, or, you've got the bulk of it done, the hard work, the hard part of doing, whatever it is, moving, or maybe it's an event or something, I don't know. But the big part's done. It's going to continue, but it's going to drop off on intensity. And you're going to be able to kind of manage this yourself, and things are going to go back to being a little less hectic. And you're not going to need as much help from other people. Okay? But, keep in mind that if you do, you need to ask and keep those lines of communication open. I think that's what I'm seeing under the cup. Those are, yeah. So I'm going to go down here to, oh, I bumped the thing. Trying so hard not to. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the saucer before it gets too dry. Let's see. What do you have for me, saucer? Yeah, I think this is just going to be, it looks to me like it's going to be about 2 or 3 people that are really going to show up for you. Okay, and I don't think there's going to be many problems. I think that it's just going to kind of, you're going to get through this process. It's not going to be as big a deal as it felt like. I think maybe there's going to be like one little thing that's kind of going to raise your anxiety, but it's going to immediately kind of fix itself almost. Okay, and the lasting effects of this, just a stronger bond with your people, and just a renewed sense of being like, yeah, I can get this done, I can get things done, I can get anything I put my mind to done, right? And I feel like, yeah, it's just over. It's gonna be a good, it's we don't any kind of change where you have a lot of things, any kind of change at all, really. But if you have a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts, it's just nobody wants to do that, right? But I think this is gonna go good, and yeah, you'll be happy when it's over, but it won't be a terrible, arduous thing. Okay. So, well, I just want to thank you again, and I want to let you know that I just really appreciate your time. I'm so honored to be able to read these leaves for you, receive the messages that I do, kind of, go on this little journey of different little thought processes and ideas, and beautiful little symbols, and it's all such a fun and entertaining and hopeful. Usually, sometimes it's a little less hopeful, but in general, it seems to be a really nice experience for me, and I hope that it is for you. Okay, so thank you. And again, if you want to like, subscribe, or comment, I would love that. Yeah, and just please come back again and see what else I have for you. All right, have a wonderful day. Thanks.